Hello. So as I said, the game starts where you choose your class, who you choose. And like I said, I'm pretty sure the only thing these people have done wrong is be the wrong type of person. This is a Mariketh. This is a Karui. These two are Oriathan girls. This guy is Kalgoran. This guy, I think, would be the right genetic stock, but he is a monk from a foreign land, so he's on the chopping block. I think I know that I will be choosing the Kalgoran mercenary, so.
Hired hand! Wanted in Oriath, you fled like a coward! Every life has a price, and your crossbow has kept your coin purse full! Here you are judged and found guilty! What say you?
And I slit the noose.
Stop him! Take down the degenerate!
I have been just working on getting a Twink build set up, so restarting the game is actually a thing that I want to do. But yeah, I restarted it just to give you the whole deal.
I can't believe that actually worked.
By the first ones, you're alive! I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, but that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Well, that was unexpected. Now off to find this miller bloke.
Alright, I'm just going to run straight to the miller, because I don't want to fight any of these zombies. As you can see, something has gone awry, and zombies are a thing. So, fucking zombies.
It's been many years since I saw one of these little beauties.
And one of these little beauties that he's referring to are soul crystals, which basically let you do cool magic shit. In the case of this soul crystal, it lets him load up his crossbow with shotgun, exploding shotgun rounds, basically. Although I probably won't be using this mode of the gun for very long. You get to see all the crazy... Because the thing is, you saw the end when I was like, my equipment was getting old. Like, you'll get to see the beginning of this. It's quite funny.
Oh no! Oh.
Ooh. And yes, ask anything. I want to explain anything you don't understand. Yeah, it was close, but I'll be fine. This is actually not a difficult class to start with. The monk can be a little annoying, but Mercenary is pretty good. I just haven't gone. I haven't gained a level. I haven't got any armor, so I'm basically just kind of running on whatever I get. Yeah, come on. Get fucked, Miller. Brannick, you were fine when you were alive, but you're dead now. Yeah, basically. Level
Not
2.
dead yet. I fought some big buggers before,
I
but
don't care about any of
blimey.
that. Passive point. I will get to that in a moment. Oh, I have to spend it? Okay, well, first I will just do this.
Come inside.
I'll get to the passive tree in a moment. It's a little hard to explain while I'm transitioning.
Well, doubt these folk will have much gold.
Yeah, I doubt that too.
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence.
You're
If what you did
skilled
out
with
there
the
of ever
violence.
give any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take it. Well, have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense.
Okay,
There's a
uncut
beast of
skill.
particular dark power stalking us out in the Ferrin. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you.
Kindness will get you killed in times like these, old man.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do
Armor-piercing
is
rounds
get
can...
armor-piercing rounds and gloves, ring, equip armor-piercing rounds. Swap those around just so that it makes a bit more sense. Equip these 3. Need more dexterity. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just leave that out for now. That's level 6. Level 8. Level 6. Level 9. Level 10. Okay. Got all my gear, now I just gotta level up into it. Yeah, most of these are other players, the ones with names on them. Although these names are NPCs. I'm gonna just let them talk for a bit.
Welcome, violent stranger. I am Finn, and I shall be your humble provider of useful and diverse objects. That are most definitely not scrounged or stolen. If I don't got it, I can get it. You just let me know. This is a wooden tomb, if you care to see it objectively. We're not quite dead yet, but food supply is dwindling, and I've seen what hunger can make a man do. The monsters out there are not the ones that will get us in the end. Oh, Renly's all right. Only man in the village that didn't run me out of town whenever he saw me.
Well, maybe it's because he didn't have a daughter to protect. See you.
A swindler and a thief. I like 'em already.
Aye. Renly's the name. Well, I've no... I'm Smith for you, what I... Well, this place was never meant to house this many people, especially not the sick and injured. But there's nowhere
I
else
think
to
this
go.
is just a little mill
The
next to the
monsters creeping
manor,
out of the
basically.
forest keep us locked within these wooden walls, and the Count's tyranny has made outlaws of everyone here. So nobody's coming to save us.
I guess
I
it's on
don't
the
have a
outskirts
heart
of
to
the
tell the others
village,
I don't see a way to survive this.
but it's
I put
basically
on a
just a
brave
little
face,
mill.
but it's the truth.
I'm gonna let him talk again.
Well, this place was never meant to house this many people, especially not the sick and injured. But there's nowhere else to go. The monsters creeping out of the forest keep us locked within these wooden walls, and the Count's tyranny has made outlaws of everyone here. So nobody's coming to save us. I don't have the heart to tell the others I don't see a way to survive this. I put on a brave face, but it's the truth. This part of Farrell has been a fair home for many an Essamite generation. The clans didn't always get along, but we had to settle our feuds when the Eternals laid their savage boot upon us. We weren't able to take part in the Bloody Flowers Rebellion, but we had our share of conflict with them here. Their ruins run over the top of ours, fighting a silent war in stone. It's a shame what happened to old Brannock. He was a kind man in life, but I can't say I'll miss the creature he became. Oh, he tried to batter his way in for 5 full days once he rose again. Well, we thought we were done for. But then you came along, and I'm glad you did.
Only use my fist.
If you find a pint out there, do bring it back.
Welcome to the Camp of the Lost, stranger. We survive, but we do not live. I am Una. All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there.
She's referring to the
Please,
cutscene that you
I
just
beg of
watched
you,
before.
travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place.
Him stealing that little seed.
I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something.
Because a couple of weeks ago, the Count basically went into the woods, fucking did a thing, which you saw, stab the god into the tree and steal the seed and start to feed the dead bodies into it. And then since then, he has been just executing all the prisoners and then just finding reasons to execute everybody else. As many people as he can. Mostly because his wife keeps telling him to. But also for his own weird reasons as well that we'll get to. Yeah, feeding the monster.
Sorry, I was just...
The beast.
Renly brings the strength, Finn brings the wit, and I'm doing my best to keep spirits
Yep.
raised with my songs.
Oh, you just wait.
Is the only thing we have now, but it's in short supply.
I'll just let
Renly brings the strength, Finn brings the wit, and I'm doing my best to keep spirits raised with my songs. Hope is the only thing we have now, but it's in short supply. He doubts himself, but I know he will find a way to protect us. He is a good man, and I am thankful for his presence. In many ways, he reminds me of my father.
Alright. We'll listen to this one more time because it's basically the main quest, and then I'll just run out there and start killing things.
All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, Travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do
Sorry.
something.
Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Time to go kill some people. Well, they're not really people. It's imps and hags and stuff like that. Or maybe they are people. Maybe I'm just seeing them as imps and hags. It is all about being crazy. Yeah, that's fine. That's good for them. I live by my own rules. But it's good to know that I'm not, like, disgusting you every second I let one slip through. Alright. Into the mud burrow. Because I have to kill that thing that Renly told me to kill.
Should have asked for more.
Okay. I think that these big things are actually bugs, like worms that are like maintaining the shape of a person. It's I'm not exactly sure. There's not evidence of it, but it would make sense to me that if they were just these worms that have reached some level of humanity. I don't know, because it's cool. Sometimes you gotta go with the rule of cool. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing that. Because the thing is, this game is in beta, so there's a lot of stuff that will change about it over time. It doesn't even have its ending yet. It basically has chapter 3 of 10 written and in the game. It'll probably get up to chapter 5 by the time it goes live. Yeah, I mean, well, this is the live version of the beta, so it's like it's the first 3 chapters are basically done. Come test it out for us and get a firm grounding for what the future will be like. The story, I'm not going to spoil the details, but the story is absolutely crazy by the end of it. Even by chapter 3, it is an insane ride. Oh, shoot. I don't normally get that. I normally get that one. Oh well.
Hang of this.
I'll fix that later. This boss? No, just eggs.
Stay quick on my feet.
Got it. Gross. Boss is probably up there. this crossbow, it might be a little hard for you to parse why it's so good, but let me just tell you, it's really, 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 really good for a weapon that you can wield at level 1. So I'm having a lot of fun with this thing. I have basically run this mercenary like, I don't know, 5 times just so that I can play the beginning of the game with this crossbow. It's that good. And you will see why right about now, I guess. Now-ish.
Bigger than I expected.
That boss completely kicked my ass the first time the first save that I played. Like, royally kicked my ass. Like, kicked so much of my ass that it was sore for days. But now I can kill it in 4 seconds with this weapon. Okay, talk to Renly. First sell.
Hey, take a punt. Not bad. Bye then.
Yeah, giant fucking one. Okay, Renly, what you got for me? Oh yeah, I think it's a
Finally!
gem.
Took down the Devourer, did you? Oh, that's incredible! This is the first real success we've had against the darkness. We can breathe a bit easier now. Perhaps even go out and gather food. Now, this won't cover our debt to you, not nearly. But take it as thanks.
Yep, don't need it.
Stick to the
Oh,
Bad enough I have all these folks to protect. I've been worried sick about my son ever since the Count's men arrested him. I was hoping you might have seen him when you were in their custody.
uh-huh.
He's a big lad, but you can't miss him because, well, he's not from around here.
Uh-huh.
I found him washed up on the riverbanks when he was just a child, a Karoi foundling. Perhaps lost by some
Uh-huh.
raiding party. Nobody ever came for him, though. Every day here in Clearfell, I keep my eyes on the river, hoping he'll miraculously wash up on its lonely sands just one more time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I said, one of the characters that you can choose is a Karui foundling. So, we know for a fact that his son is dead because when we chose this character, we watched his son get his neck broken. And that's the kind of game that this is. That's
If you
why
find
this
a
game
better
is good.
character, do bring it back.
That's the kind of shit this game puts into your brain. Uh, okay, time to go fight another boss with the weapon from hell. New boss time. Let's go.
Down!
Before that,
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring
yeah.
their bodies back to the manor.
So yeah, everyone there is basically already doomed by the Count. Okay. Wake in snow, sleep my pretties as you grow. Sleep in ice, wake in snow, sleep my pretties as... Boss? Question mark? Oh, cool. That might be really good. Let's see. Is it really good? Am I going to be super happy? Aw. That's not really good. I mean, it's better than what I have. It's definitely a thing. Okay, that's that boss down. Now we go forward. I mean, it's not a terrible suit of armor. I just wanted to be like I wanted like a Scrooge McDuck moment, and it's just not quite that. It's good enough. I might put some stuff on it. I don't know. Like this with some like crit chance and accuracy would have been nice, but I guess 1 to 3 thorns damage is kind of mid. Okay. Anyway, off to kill more werewolves.
I'm being hunted.
Yeah, you are.
Back down or die!
Let's get the waypoint in here.
No getting through here.
I know.
Not yet.
Is there a waypoint here? There should be, right? Yeah.
A good mercenary knows when to cut and run. I won't end up lying in a field like this.
Weak animal!
Honing my skills one
Level
job.
5. That is not new equipment, but let's
Armor-piercing round.
level that up and get more attack speed.
Bob at a time.
Weak animal!
Gotta find the waypoint. There's also some flasks in this place I need to get. So the map will stop blinking at me. Okay, there's the waypoint.
Oh,
Found the
that's
hooded
ominous.
one. So yeah, this is that hooded one, that god I was talking about, that got stabbed in the beginning.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, those condemned to hang from these branches are to be left until their hearts no longer beat, their lungs no longer fill with air, and their flesh is no longer warm. In death, you are not forgiven. Your souls will remain trapped here by this ancient moor of maligned wood, and the grove will be forever denied you. Rot here in the Grellwood for all time, and good riddance.
Okay, summon Una.
What happened here? This shade, is it still alive? Perhaps it can give us the answers we seek. Only the Count's sword has the power to bind souls to the tree like this. We must free it somehow. To release that being from the Tree of Souls, we'll need more than simply cutting his rope. The ancient runes that imbue the Count's blade created the binding, and only ancient runes can break it. There is a battlefield not far from here that runs red with rust, where the weapons and armor of countless Ezamites still remain. We call it the Red Veil. You should search the area. There may still be power in some of those centuries-old relics. Renly will know how to forge them, bring the runes to him, and then, perhaps, we shall find some answers. Did you visit the Vale? The Red Vale played host to the final and bloodiest battle of countless conflicts. It was in the heart of that Vale that we fought for our freedom against the Eternals. We did win, in a sense, but the cost was far greater than anyone expected. Many generations of able-bodied men and women gave their lives to push off the boot of oppression. Ogham's clans haven't been the same since, even centuries on. My mother's mother told me tales of this tree. Our ancestors used it to attract fey spirits, until it was given a darker purpose under the Eternals. They would leave Ezamites strung up on the tree, alive, to starve, to be pecked at by birds. So this is the source of my shadowed dreams. Not the tree, but the shade upon it. As strange as it sounds, I believe we should help this creature. For the Count to bind it to the tree, it must be involved in all of this somehow. There is something very wrong in Ogham, and it may know something of it. The great sword Agnar is currently in Count Geonor's possession, but the mighty runed blade was not always his to wield. It is an ancient weapon of the old magics, inspired by the Great Wolf himself. Legend says it was forged and runed for the original clan leader so he might lead his people to a new, safer land. This brought them to Farrell, where they founded Ogham. Ever since, Agnar was passed down to the leader of the strongest clan. When the position of Count was established in Ogham, the sword was bound to the role. But now, Geonor sullies its remarkable history with his misdeeds. I hope I will live to see the day when someone worthy takes up the sword once more. This shade, to release... There is a battlefield not far from here that runs red with rust, where the weapons and armor of countless Ezamites still remain. We call it the Red Vale. You should search the area. There may still be power in some of those centuries-old relics. Renly will know how to forge them, bring the runes to him, and then, perhaps, we shall find some answers. I'll wait here. The old magics will protect me.
Just want to go back to the town just to see if they have anything new to say. Don't think they do, but why not?
Care to take a look at my humble wares? As an esteemed member of no clan at all, I had the distinct honour of wandering through the lovely sights of all 4 seasons. Summer heat, winter chill, take your pick. For company, it was my pleasure to sup with the outlaws, the deranged, and the unwanted. It's simply unthinkable that I never met a nice girl to settle down with, isn't it? It won't be like this forever. I'm gonna build my palace someday. Been planning it since I was small and found myself on my own. Imagine with me, if you will, a vast span of wood above you in the trees. That's the foundation you're looking at. You ascend a tremendous spiral staircase around an ancient trunk and find yourself approaching a treehouse worthy of the first ones. Dozens of lavish bedrooms, two stocked kitchens, tall spires, a tower that looks out over all of Ogham, and half of Farrell for good measure. Isn't it glorious? That's where I really live. This cold, damp, hungry world is just an illusion. I was the first to notice the Mad Count's fist closing around this land. He kept rounding up people like me for reasons that smelt like wolf droppings. I'm a bit of a slippery fish, though, so I dodged his nets. Then his mercenaries started coming for people I actually liked, and that's when I knew something was up. The village folk kept defending his actions. I don't know why they couldn't see it. Maybe they didn't want to see it. Farewell, hero.
How can I help? That place used to be a kind and warm wood. I even played there when I was young. It's a dark well now, with no way out for most. I'd go with you, but I got people to protect here. Till next time.
Sorry, I was just... Else the Devourer is just another victim of the sickness infecting our precious land. Many of Ogham's beasts are fearsome and dangerous, but not like this. The infection in the soil, water, and air is changing them. All of them. It is sad to see such a great creature slain, but it was no longer what it once was. I suppose it had to be done. I survive, but all that I was is gone. Count Gino has only been growing more and more cruel with his justice. He arrested my father for bringing in the harvest one day late, and the rest of my family scattered and fled as the soldiers came for them. I was away when it happened, but my neighbors warned me on my way home, and I fled. Clearfell is as far as I could go before the dangers of the forest closed in. There is scant hope in my heart for my father, but I must believe my mother and my 2 younger brothers escaped, even though my heart tells me that they are just songs now. I keep longing for a ray of light to cut through the darkness of these bleak days. The first ones ran wild through the Grellwood of old, hunting and brawling as they saw fit. It is said that the spirits of the forest would watch them and be entertained. Over time, the forest became abundant with the joys of those spirits and their old magics. It was a haven for the unity of life and spirit. That place of beauty has now become shadowed and deadly. The curse upon this land has made the known paths of the Grellwood twisted and treacherous, so much so that we can no longer even reach our home.
Okay, well, still level 5. Go to Red Veil. Now here I have to...
You're dead.
I have to collect some really, really old weapons and armor so that I can turn them into appropriately runed implements to free the shade in the tree. So let's go get those armaments so I can make the implements.
That must be what I'm looking for. Should have expected a trap.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this glitch. This is a beta glitch where occasionally if a monster's like in the middle of a animation when they die, they'll just stay in that animation. He's dead, but he's just walking.
Piercing shot! Well, that's creepy.
The rune at the base of this blade means to strike true or truth. Alright, last one. It's the boss.
Last one.
And I'm pretty sure this boss is just a pile of armor.
Killing time.
Armor and weapons that have become sentient with their rage at being unused to fight and kill Eternals.
As a mice never give up a fight, I expected no less.
And the skull cap, the rune emblazoned on the crest means freedom or for a worthy cause. So, altogether, that is unity or safety from harm, strike true at the or truth, and freedom or for a worthy cause. Very, very clear and interesting runes there that will definitely help
Area
me get
spikes, but
this guy free.
be cautious. They stayed warm after forging, no matter how many times I quenched them. I would ask what you need these for, but I'm putting my trust in you.
Together, the runes are an oath of peaceful passage and a request for freedom in the pursuit of an important cause.
Go well.
Armor-piercing. High-velocity rounds. Armor-piercing.
Well, that guy's got a cool thing. It's like a floating rainbow cat. I want a floating rainbow cat. No, I probably don't. It probably literally costs $60. Okay. Yeah, I think I go to the Grellwood next. Talk to Una.
You have them. Stab them into the runewood
Okay.
sights. My mother's mother told me they would leave as... You have them.
Okay, they just happen to both have the same name.
Goodbye.
That's funny. Should probably fix that. Please.
Good. Now
Be
then,
free.
Let's be quick about this.
Because it's an important task.
He's unconscious, but he's breathing. Though, this wound... We should take him back to Clearfell. He may be the only one who knows what truly happened out here. Stay safe, if you can.
Back to Clearfell. Talk to Una.
The wound. It should be fatal, but somehow he clings to life. I fear it will not be long until his song ends. He will never heal while the Count's binding still holds sway. Only by a Count's hand can this binding be released. I know an old tale, one that speaks of a ring we might be able to recover, buried 3 centuries ago in our ancient graveyard. A Count's signet ring, bearing his rune of authority. But how to reach it in time? The grim tangle. The overgrown sinkholes and gullies that run beneath Ogham can lead you there. The path is dangerous, but go back to the Grellwood. Find the entrance. We shall see if the spirits of this land still have the will to see you through. The graves of our people lie beneath the Eternal's tombs. Despite their best efforts to bury our legacy, we remain. Now they are gone, and we live on. This is the cycle of life as we have always known it. Everyone dies, but the clan endures, and the greatest glory an Ezomite can attain is to live on in a song or a poem. That is why we do not fight the wood and stone to reclaim our buried graves. And it is something the Eternals never understood. We don't need the graves. We still have the songs and the stories that matter. They could never take those from us.
Belt. New gloves. Yeah, new gloves are definitely better. Okay. Put old gloves back in the box. Ooh, movement boots. Why not? I mean, okay, put this back in there. Okay, now head back to the tangle.
If the Fae spirits are still watching, I believe they will help us. Please, wait a moment. The old magic still thrive. The way's open. Please, hurry.
Neat little show. Wish I could sing away my problems.
Down! Should have stayed dead.
Alright, level 7. I don't think that's new armor. Level 8 is a new necklace that will unlock a lot of options. That will give me some more options for... I think this is the boss here.
No.
Tell me that isn't fungus. And it's
Fungus.
dead.
It just had to be fungus.
Because this weapon is still really, really good. And I got a ring there that I will throw onto the other slot. And a club that I will probably disenchant. What? Oh, the boss? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still at the point where bosses go down really, really fast.
You're dead.
Because, like I told you, this crossbow is really, really good. It's way better, way better than anything level 1 should be. And it basically dropped like that too. Like it dropped and I was like, wow, okay, make it 20% and corrupt it. And it corrupted for an extra socket. So, yeah, guess I'm playing mercenary now. I gotta find a weapon that's good enough to replace it, and I haven't yet. Like, 20 levels into the game, I haven't yet found something that will replace it. I have to try this with just a, like, regular white crossbow just to see how ridiculously bad this actually would be if you just played this way without this god tier weapon. Because I'm pretty sure it would be lousy. It would be really bad. I'm just kind of running and gunning with this armor piercing and not really doing anything else. But because I have a god tier crossbow, I can do it and I get away with it. And that's basically this game in a nutshell, honestly. If you have god tier weapons and armor, you can do god tier stuff, including killing gods. Although I don't think that we've killed many gods in the beta, because it's only got 3 acts. But I'm sure there will be god killing by the end, because that's kind of what this whole thing is about, is killing gods with crystals. It's basically Final Fantasy. If you've ever heard of or played Final Fantasy, this is like grim, dark, realistic Final Fantasy. The heroes use the magic of ancient crystals and ultimately have to contend with and fight gods because eventually that's all that you it's the only thing that can stand against you. Another thing that's making this look easy is that I have you mean like Final Fantasy VI, like the Super Nintendo one? Like Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo? Because, yeah, that's the best one. Although the mechanics in this game are closer to Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy VII, Path of Exile 1 had sockets on the weapons and armor that had links on them, and you would load your spells into those sockets, and the links would determine what effects were on the gems. So that is basically Final Fantasy VII's materia system, like fully through. Like that's just what it is. And then for Final Fantasy X, there's the level up system, which is this. I have kind of just glanced over it for now because I don't really want to get into the depth of it because it's huge. But each class starts at a different part of this tree. And then the tree itself is gigantic. And every level, you move one little space along the tree. So you get stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's basically the eponymous Path of Exile, is what you look like on this. But what I will look like at the end, I don't really know. This one has a really cool design. But this is basically the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X. Each character has a different starting point, and they incrementally go along the same grid. Ultimately, you can take this guy and move him over here into this part of the tree, and he'll be like this guy. Or you can move him over here, and he'll be like this part of the tree. Or you can build him down, and he'll just get like more and more like crossbowy and yeah. So that's the basic mechanics, at least on as like a overview. It does get very complex, but I don't need to make it complex for you as I present it to you.
Bag of bones!
Hmm. Hmm.
Quickly! My family has been abducted!
I'm not really sure what this guy is. I think he might be a ghost, maybe? Or some kind of undead revenant. I'm not really sure.
That bastard tyrant Praetor Draven! He's taken my family hostage! They're being held somewhere beyond these gates. I never thought he would stoop this low. I sent for reinforcements, but it's been so long. I must get through the gate. The keys! Where are the blasted keys? I believe those cowards took them.
Yeah,
I've taken orders from stranger.
the praetor that this guy was talking about died 300 years
Don't
ago.
just stand there. Get on with it.
So this guy is definitely lost his marbles.
The Praetor. Oh, the Praetor. That monster. He is the worst man the Eternals could have chosen as a custodian for this territory. Had he come to us in peace, the clans might have been willing to talk. But that damn swine regards us as nothing but dogs. He invaded the village in the night without warning, without honor. He seized my family to try to force us to surrender. The Eternal Empire cares for nothing but power. Mark my words. We will not be ground under the heel of tyranny.
Okay, I'm just going to go through his dialogue just so I don't have to worry about it later. And then I'm going to take a break for a bit.
Uprising? The uprising, of course. The clans are uniting to fight for their freedom. We are making our stand in the Vale. Arkham. Oh yes, Arkham. This is the oldest home of the Ezomites as we know ourselves. Past generations departed from here to settle Ezomir and the Isles of Skorn. We did not always call this part of Farrell our homeland. And now the Eternals have come with their armies and laid claim to this place. It'll be a cold day in the Vastiri Desert before we submit. Before Farrell. Ah, the songs aren't clear after so much time. A great many generations ago, we were driven here from elsewhere. There was simply too much corruption, too much darkness. It was a time of chaos and terror, and much was lost. Our clan swore that this was the last time we would ever be cast out of our homes. Rise up, Ezomites! We shall drive off these eternal bastards! The consort! Oh, Asinia! Curse the foul witch! She mired our lands with hexes upon our graves, so the dead may not die. She was but a servant girl to the Praetor's family. It was said she poisoned his first wife, aspired to replace her. She succeeded, and Draven, he was not dismayed by the darkness in her. He embraced it, and together they conspired in their vile ambitions.
All right, so I will just go back to town just to see if they have anything to say before I take a break for dinner. Anything to
Spirits in the
say?
trees be damned. You actually entered the Red Veil and survived. Every Ogham kid knows, if you step 1 foot in there, you'll be skewered and eaten. Well, those kids that are lucky enough to have a mother, that is.
Is that just what this is?
Spirits in the trees
Yeah.
be damned. Oh, Una? Yeah, I know her. I was, elsewhere when the Count tried to arrest her family, but I certainly heard about it. It's just a coincidence we both ended up here. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't follow her or anything like that. It would be unheard of for a clan girl and an outcast to... Well, whatever you're thinking, don't. That's where I stand on it. You gotta be grounded in the real world. Don't get hung up on things that can never be. It'll just break your heart.
All right.
Later.
Hello.
Ervig?
I understand you did what you had to. Please, let us not speak of it further.
Who is Irving and what did I do?
I understand you did what you had to. Please, let us not speak of it further.
No, seriously, who is Irving and what? What did I do to him?
I understand you did what you had to. Please, let us not speak of it further.
Please speak of it a little further.
I understand you did what you had to. Please, let us not speak of it further.
I haven't done anything to anybody named Ervig. I haven't done anything to anybody. Let me just try to think what she could possibly be saying. I arrived after almost getting executed. I killed Brannock, not Ervig. Maybe his name is Brannock Ervig? Maybe he has two names? I went through Clearfell, went into the Grellwood, killed the witch? Was it the witch? PoE2 Ervig. The Rotten Druid. Okay, so it was the fungus guy. But why does she care? All right, well, at least I know who. It was the fungus guy. The one that you remarked on me beating quickly. Anyway, I will stop for... Oh, Renly. Does Renly know anything?
Tread as heavily as you like. The Eternals stomped their graves all over ours when they had a conqueror's foothold here. Now, if those graves have turned up and released their dead, take our vengeance on them. Some even say, when the night is darkest, our ancestors still fight theirs among the tombs, and I don't doubt it. A true Essamite never surrenders their land, not even in death.
Okay. Thank you very much